Toxic red sludge floods Hungarian towns. The Hungarian government declared a state of emergency in several towns on Tuesday, a day after a reservoir at an alumina refining plant burst its banks, unleashing a flood of caustic red sludge that has killed at least 4 people and injured more than 120, government officials said. The flood, estimated at least 700,000 cubic meters, or 185 million gallons, swept cars off roads, damaged bridges and houses, and forced the evacuation of hundreds of residents. People who came in contact with the substance were burned through their clothes. People here speak of a mini tsunami, said the spokesman for the National Director General for Disaster Management, who was close to the scene of the accident. Hungarian environmental experts said that the spill could have devastating environmental consequences and that it threatened to pollute the Danube River, causing long-term damage to ecosystems and killing fish and vegetation. The agricultural soil that is now under the sludge will have to be replaced at a potentially very high cost, the experts said. The authorities and emergency services evacuated residents from a number of towns in southwestern Hungary and set up makeshift camps in schools and local community centers. In addition to the fatalities who appeared to have drowned, 5 people were missing, and a total of 7,000 residents were affected by the spill, at least so far. Some 60 people were hospitalized, according to the National Director General for Disaster Management. The State Secretary at the Environment Ministry called the spill an environmental disaster. The red sludge leaked and flooded the towns through the Danube River. At least 270 homes were quickly engulfed. The sludge spread over 16 square miles, according to the Environmental Ministry. The main threat from the sludge was that it is very alkaline, with a pH as high as 13, making it a very caustic detergent that could burn, which had led to the injuries. The environmental risk was created by the highly alkaline substance flowing into rivers and killing all life there. It is the first large spill of such sludge, and it remained unclear whether rainfall and upstream water could help dilute the caustic mud in the river and avert even more damage in the larger rivers downstream. There hasn't been such a spill of this red sludge before anywhere, ever. The Hungarian Environment Ministry immediately ordered the owner of the alumina plant, the Hungarian Aluminum Production and Trade Company, to suspend all operations. The Prime Minister appealed for calm. There are grounds for panic, and this is understandable, he told reporters. He said the government had set up a special team of experts to analyze the accident, which he said might have been caused by human error, and showed no signs of having been the result of natural causes. He stressed that there was no threat of radiation in the area affected by the sludge. Red sludge, also known as red mud, is a byproduct of the refining of bauxite into alumina, the basic material for manufacturing aluminum, according to the Aluminum Association, an industry trade group based in Arlington, Virginia. The sludge, a waste product, contains heavy metals and is toxic if ingested, scientists say. Joseph Hennon, European Commission spokesman for the environment, said the red sludge was regulated under European Union law but was not necessarily considered a hazardous waste. That depends on what exactly it contains. He said the commission was waiting for the Hungarian government to provide an analysis of the red sludge. The factory received a permit for handling the sludge from the Hungarian government in 2006. It presumably had procedures for handling and safety, he said. According to the Aluminum Association, the alumina refining process removes impurities from the bauxite-containing soil, leaving a residue that is highly alkaline and caustic. Generally, the residue is washed several times to reduce the alkalinity and remove potentially hazardous materials, and then dried, according to the association. The final material contains trace amounts of nearly every element found in the Earth's crust. Many residents complained that they had lost their livelihoods as farms, family corner shops, and local businesses were overcome by the onslaught of the red mud. Any residents who came in contact with the red sludge experienced unpleasant sensations to the legs, arms, or ears. Officials said it was hard to confirm the numbers, but 80 to 120 people were taken to the hospital for treatment. It is chaotic here in the sense that people do not know how to react. But some people, fearing for their property and possessions, are eager to return. They are concerned about their valuables, their assets. And yes, another environmental spill, like the oil spill, or the oil spills. Yes, there's something much more going on here. In other words, everything that's not right must change, quickly or rapidly, and yes, for the better. Because these are all more signs of the end times, transition days. Again, Revelation chapter 16. And I heard a great voice out of the temple, saying to the 7 angels, Go your ways, and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth. 2. And the first went, and poured out his vial upon the earth. And there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the humans which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. 3. And the second angel poured out his vial upon the sea, and it became as the blood of a dead man, and every living soul died in the sea. 4. And the third angel poured out his vial upon the rivers and fountains of waters, and they became as blood. 5. And I heard the angel of the waters say, Thou art righteous, O Lord, which are, and was, and shall be, because thou hast judged thus. 6. They have shed the blood of saints and prophets, and thou hast given them blood to drink, for they are worthy. 7. And I heard another out of the altar say, Even so, Lord God Almighty, true and righteous are thy judgments. And, yes, it's a cause, and it's about what kind of world are we leaving to the future generations. And all these are more signs